With journaling, all of the hours you pour in just stay in this book. No one else sees it. It's only for your eyes and your benefit. So it makes sense to do more urgent things that actually have some type of output, right? You have a homework assignment due tomorrow. Your friend just called you and wants to get lunch. You have the time to go work out instead. Well, in this video, I'm here to make the case for journaling. Why it's actually beneficial to pour probably 100 hours of your life into filling up this tiny book. There are 5 reasons to journal, and then I'm going to share the 4 ways that I journal and 3 ways that you can make the time for it too. Reason 1 is leverage. If you spend 1 hour journaling about a certain activity or behavior in life, and you learn something and realize some way you should change your thought process and actions to respond better to it, then every single other time that you encounter that same situation in your life, you're gonna act a little bit differently. Just because you took 1 hour to reflect, it's gonna benefit dozens or hundreds of hours later in your life. Number 2 is creation. Nowadays, our brains are pretty much always in a consumption mindset. I'm a college student, so I'll sit and watch lecture. In my free time, I'll watch Instagram reels, I'll watch long form YouTube videos. There's something really intimidating, but also really effortful and beautiful about, instead of taking in information, actually outputting information onto a page that you have to think of even if no one else sees it. So train your brain, keep it sharp, act with a creation mindset instead of consumption. Number 3 is memories. I've had this journal since I was a junior in high school. Now I'm a junior in college, so 4 years. But I've literally documented my thoughts going through high school, applying to colleges, graduating high school, starting college, the difficulties of that transition, and now my thoughts about like what to do after college. There's something about reading your own in-depth handwriting that just transports you back to your mindset in that current moment more than just looking at a picture does. Even this is just a couple of years, but I can't imagine when maybe I have kids of my own how valuable it will be to go through this and think exactly what I was thinking when I was their age and how I can best support them. Number 4 is flow state. There's a lot of resistance to start journaling, but I find that once I actually open up the blank page, write even 1 sentence, then suddenly it's really easy for me. I get lost and journal for like 45 minutes, an hour and a half, once you just get over that initial start. Number 5 is your phone. Open it up and tell me that some of your screen time, you can't reinvest that to only 20-30 minutes a day, even 2 or 3 hours a week total journaling. You have the time. Okay, so journaling's awesome. I've been doing it for 4 years. It's impacted every area of my life. What do I journal about? Number 1, the easiest, is morning pages. Literally, you wake up and immediately you just write an entire page of free thoughts. Whatever pops into your mind, whatever topic. This usually takes about 20 minutes. These aren't necessarily entries I like look back on, but it is a great way to start the day and your head feels a lot more clear. For me, this is like the simplest journal. When I don't feel like doing anything else, I'll just freeform write a page. Number 2 is I just had kind of a meaningful or pivotal experience in my life that I want to reflect on and remember and process what I've learned from it. So examples of this are like a year-end reflection, or maybe I just started a new job, or I just ran a race and I want to remember it. Number 2 is I have some type of like deep life or philosophical question that I want to explore. A lot of times this involves consulting other sources, pulling quotes from experts, and it's a lot more abstract. And then the 4th way is there's a current situation in my life or a question that I want to answer, and writing it down helps me organize my thoughts and also lessen anxiety. So I graduate college in a year, and I've been journaling a lot about like what's important to me, what have I learned from the previous jobs I've had, what kind of paths I want to go after college. And now 3 ways to make the time for journaling. The first one is to literally just schedule it in, look at your calendar, when do you have free time? For me, this is usually in the evenings or late at night. I know that I will be able to just sit there and focus and there's not a bunch of things I have to run off to. Weekend mornings are great too. Number 2 is carrying a pocket journal. This is just a little case that I just bought from Bellroy. But honestly, you can also just get a small journal like this for $1. It's the same writing experience. This doubles as my wallet, so I literally have it everywhere. And it's nice to just be able to write when I have a spare thought or write down ideas that then I can come back to when I am back in my dorm and put it into like a serious journal. And number 3 is to just start by writing a few words or a few sentences if that's all you have time for. It's really easy to romanticize journaling and be like, I'm gonna become the next big author. Like my sentences are gonna be so beautiful, but do not, if you hold that perfectionism in your head, you're never gonna actually journal. And the most important thing about journaling is to use the journal and write. So don't let anything stop you from that. That's also some advice I've heard, is to like put stickers on your journals and mess it up. Because this journal, you can tell, has kind of been through a lot. And so I don't feel as perfectionist about it because it's already in bad shape. There's kind of just random stuff in here, so I'll just write anything I want. Do not spend 15 minutes watching another YouTube video that just clicked up on recommended. Go find a random piece of paper or your journal if you want, pick up the closest pen, and reflect on an experience that you had today and a lesson you learned from it to transform your actions for the future. Journaling is one of the highest leverage activities because it changes how you think about everything in your day-to-day life, and so the time you invest in it will always be worth it, even though no one reads these pages but you.